everyone, welcome to another week of Pilates plus Physio. Thank you so much for turning on your video and joining me. Let's get going. So starting off, feet pointing to the front. Just maybe take the weight back onto your heels and then forward onto the front of your feet. And again, back onto the heels. See if you can keep your whole foot on the floor as you're doing this. You're just shifting the weight back and forward. And again, going to the front and to the back. And now just go right the way around the edge of your feet. So up the side of your foot, one foot, across the toes, down the other side. A bit like you're standing on a round breadboard or a wobble board. And you're just rolling right the way around the rim of that. And then you're just going to go the other way around. So back, down one foot, cross through the heels, up the other side, up through the toes. Just right the way around. Really feeling that connection between your foot and the ground. Lovely. Come back into the middle. Knees just nice and relaxed. Lengthen through the hips. Open out the shoulders, tuck in the chin. Imagine that nice big bright balloon coming from the back of your head, taking you up towards the ceiling. Just going to do a really small little hip and knee bend and back up. So you're just dropping down and coming back up. So then think of it like a squat. Your bottom doesn't go out behind you, you're not tipping forward. You're just releasing the hips and the knees. Should be quite nice and springy when you're down there. So think of yourself like a big car spring. You're just dropping down, coming back up again. If you're feeling it a lot in the knees, it's probably the hips not bending enough. Just a little drop down and back up. Little way down, back up. Even weight through the feet. Really push your feet into the ground as you come back up. Couple more. Lovely. Little fingers on the side seam of your trousers, thumbs pointing up. Float the arms right out to the sides, all the way up to the roof. And then just open out through the arms as you come down. And again. Arms floating up, right up, right up, right up. And coming all the way down. Okay, turn that into a little bit more of a stretch. Float the arms up. Grab your right wrist with your left hand. Pull your right arm longer. Lean to the left. Keep your bottom tucked underneath you. So your bottom is staying still. Nice stretch right the way down the right side of your body. Keep breathing, nearly forgot then. Back to the top, lengthen through the arms as you come down. And going on the other side, float the arms up. Grab a hold of your left wrist. Pull your left arm to the roof, lean to the right. Bottom staying tucked underneath, keep breathing. Clock's ticking away. Okay, bring the arms down. A little bit of balancing. So if your balance isn't great, stand near something to put a finger on. Think of a little string on your knee. You're just bringing that knee up in front. So a bit like a puppet, picking the leg of the puppet up. Feel that other foot on the floor. Okay, put the first leg down. Switch legs. So nice and smooth as you switch. Your bottom doesn't drop out to the side. Feel your foot on the ground, float the other knee up. Hold there. That's good. Back onto the first leg. Those feeling steady. How about one arm up in front, other one up to the front, one out to the side and bring it back in. Other one out to the side and back in. Both arms down pop the leg down. Remember, if your balance isn't great, don't worry, don't add the arms, because the arms make it more difficult. Float the other knee up. One arm up, other arm up. One arm out to the side, back in, other one out the other side. Back in, both arms down, leg down. Fantastic. Okay, lie yourself down on the mat, just in the relaxation position, so you're lying on your back, knees bent, feet flat, head on a little rolled up towel or a little pillow or a little book if you're a bit stiff through your upper back and neck. Just sort of snuggle the shoulder blades in underneath you. Let your back relax down into the mat. Just take a really big breath in, as big as you can. And then just let the air sigh out. Just do one. And then just go back to your normal breathing. Seeing if you can breathe down into the tummy. Good. Okay. Take both arms up towards the roof. And we'll do the same arm and leg. So your right arm going back over the top of your head, slide the right leg down the mat. Left arm comes down beside you, everything back up to the middle. Left arm and left leg. So toes up towards you, press out through the bottom of your foot. Just going as far as you feel happy with the shoulders. So if you can get to the floor, that's fantastic. If you can't, don't worry, you're just going in that direction. Remember, things seem to stiffen up really quite quickly, especially if you're not doing something that really gets your arms right up on a full stretch. Okay, let's do diagonal arm and leg. So your left arm going back, right leg going down the mat. Right arm and left leg. Pelvis staying level. So if you can sort of feel the back of your pelvis on the floor, you're wanting to keep the same pressure both sides, so the whole pelvis doesn't rock from side to side. Diagonal arm and leg. Toes up towards you. Think of something underneath your foot. You're just pressing that out away from you. Lovely. Keep both arms up towards the ceiling. Feet in fairly close, feet flat. We're just going to do a spine curl. Press into your feet, curl your bottom up. A little breath at the top. Roll back down, one bone at a time. Remember, if you're getting cramp in your hamstrings, try moving the feet a little bit closer in, but generally it's because your buttock's not doing enough. Hamstrings working too hard if you're getting cramp in them. So see if you can think of switching off the back of the thigh. Switch on the glutes a bit more. Maybe next time, curl your bottom up. Take one arm out to the side. Bring it back up. Other arm out the other side. And back up. Keep the arms up if you can. Roll your bottom all the way down. And going again. Curl up. So nice straight line, knees, hips, ribs. One arm out to the side. Bring it back up. Other one out the other side. Back up. Roll right down. And again. This time, maybe both arms out sideways. Right arm out to the right, left arm out to the left. Really big stretch. Right open, right out through the shoulders. Arms back up. Roll down. And one more. Curl your bottom up. Open the arms right the way out. Like you're giving someone a big hug. Come back up. Roll all the way down. Great. Bring your knees up to your chest. Cross the ankles. Hang on to the knees. A little bit of gentle knee rocking. Just to release through your back there. Just rock. Okie doke. Uncross the legs. Pop your hands underneath your head. Back just flat into the mat. We're going to do an oblique curl. If your back's sore, You might want to start this with your feet on the floor and just slide the leg out along the mat rather than having your foot up. So you're going to do right shoulder across towards your left knee, stretch out the right leg, draw it back in. Left shoulder to right knee, stretch out the left leg, back in. So you're thinking of the shoulder going towards the knee rather than the elbow. So keep nice and open across the chest. You're working the oblique tummy muscles, up and across. Release all the way down to the floor each time. Back just in imprint, so you've just slightly flattened your back into the mat. Push out through the leg. You can either point the toes or toes up towards you. Good. Bring your knees up again. This time maybe take your knees in a little bit of a circle. Circling round one way, circle round the other way. Pop your feet back down and turn it over so you're lying on your tummy. So, forehead on the mat, arms just above your head. So elbows slightly bent, forehead on the mat, just sort of settle right down into the floor. We'll start with a swimming leg, so use your buttock. Float one leg off the ground, not too high. Hold there and down. Alternate legs. So you're only lifting as far as the hip will go back. So your hip doesn't go very far behind you, it only goes about 10 degrees. So if you're getting masses of movement, you're probably moving through your lower back. Remember, you can give your bottom a prod. You want to feel that buttock really firm. If it's not, maybe give it a bit of a slap, wake it up. Remember, thinking about the muscle you want to get working makes it work a little bit more effectively. Okay, let's add in the diagonal arm. So you want to just slide your shoulder slightly away from your ear and just hover the arm with the diagonal leg. Hold it there, rest down. So shoulder away from your ear. Almost think of getting your hand off the floor first, then the elbow. And the opposite leg, hold it and release down. Those who want, you could also just very slightly lift your forehead, but keep looking straight down at the mat. So the back of the neck stays nice and long. Nice one, gets all those muscles right the way down through your back working. Back of the neck, back of the shoulders, back of the leg. Keep that gap between your ear and your shoulder. Hand and forearm off the floor first if you can. Great. Rest everything down. Just wriggle your bottom from side to side a little bit. So just rock the hips from side to side. And hands under the shoulders. Push up onto hands and knees. Bottom straight back to your heels if you can. If your knees don't like it, maybe curl on your side. Bring your knees up to your chest. So bottom right back. Give things a gentle stretch. And then bring the hands forward, lower yourself down to the mat, legs apart a little bit, press into your hands, come up into like a little cobra, and down. Just going to repeat that 4 or 5 times, so pressing into your hands, legs apart, gently pressing up. Front of your pelvis stays down on the mat. Nice one, just gets your back gently arching backwards. Good one to do if you've been doing lots of gardening, getting out there, lots of weeding and bending. If you come in and your back's a bit achy, just doing a few of these often really relieves it. Good, last one, hands underneath you, back onto hands and knees, back to child pose. Just stretch things out the other way. Arms right out in front. curl your head right down, bottom back to your heels. It's always a bit funny, either one of my buttocks is bigger than the other one, or one knee bends more, because one side I can touch my heel with my bottom, the other side I can't, I don't know why. Lovely, up onto hands and knees. So hands under the shoulders, knees underneath your hips, nose pointing straight down at the floor. Maybe spread the fingers nice and wide. Keep that feeling of really pushing the floor away from you. Friday night, glass of wine sitting on your bottom, keep that balance there. Slide one leg back, float it up. Hold that there. Take the diagonal arm forwards and up. Hold it there. Good. Bring the arm down, slide the leg back in. Push the floor away again, slide the other leg back. So you could sort of slide your toes along the floor, then float the leg up. Bottom staying level. Diagonal arm, thumbs up. Don't worry how high you're lifting that arm. It's just coming off the floor. It's more about what's going on through the supporting arm and leg. And come down. Arm down, slide the leg back in. Press the floor away from you. Imagine there's a sort of candle on the mat underneath your chest. You've got to keep pushing away from that. Slide the leg back, float it up. Diagonal arm out in front. Hold there. Bring the arm down, slide the leg in, leg back, float it up, diagonal arm, up and forward. Hold there. Great. Bring the arm down, leg back. This time, take your knees about as wide as your mat apart. Bottom all the way back to your heels, big toes together. Bottom back to your heels, arms right out in front. Think about really dropping your chest and your head down towards the floor. I'm going to get cramped now. So a bit more of a sort of stretch through the hips with this. Breathe into the back of the ribs. Good. Uncurl back up. And come back onto your back. So lying on your back, knees bent, feet down flat. Pop both hands underneath your head. You can sort of link the fingers together there behind your head. Just take the elbows up towards the ceiling and then let them drop all the way back to the floor if they will. And again, elbows to the roof. Let them drop right back. And again, elbows up, let them drop all the way back. So keep the elbows back and wide, tuck in the chin, engage your pelvic floor, curl your head and shoulders up, look down over the top of the knees there, and release all the way back down. And again, little chin nod, curl up. This time you could just go down a couple of inches and come back up, and then go down maybe halfway, and come back up, and go down 3/4, and back up, and go all the way down. Sore necks, if you don't want to do it, you could just do the gentle chin tucking. It's still a nice exercise. Otherwise, tuck in the chin, curl right up. Keep the elbows back where you can hardly see them. Release an inch or two, back up. Release down halfway. Come back up, 3/4, and all the way back up. So you're really getting that straight tummy muscle working all the way down to the floor, and again, all the way up. Release a little bit, come back up. Just watch you're not pulling on your head to get you back up, it's the tummy. A little way down, come back up, all the way to the floor. Lovely, let your head go. Just gently roll your head from one side to the other. Release the neck. Good. Slide your left leg down flat. Bring your right knee up towards your chest. Arms right out to the sides. And just take your right knee over to the left. So big twisting stretch. Leg going to the left. Turn your head to the right. So right ear going to the floor. You're looking to your right. Your right knee is going over to the left. Nice stretch through the shoulders. Good. Draw the tummy in. Bring that knee back up into the middle. Slide the right leg all the way down flat. Bring your left knee up towards your chest. Take your left knee over to your right. Turn your head to the left, so left ear going to the floor. Breathe into the ribs. Good. Come back up into the middle. Bend both knees. Left ankle onto your right knee. Let that knee flop out. Hold behind your right thigh. Pull that in towards you. So back of the buttock stretch. So it should be a stretch deep in your left buttock if you're holding onto your right leg. And remember, if you move your right thigh very slightly one way or the other, you can often really feel that pull deep in your buttock. Okay, and just let that release. So right ankle onto your left knee, push your right knee away from you. You can just stick with that, or you could then grab behind your left thigh, pull that in towards you. Just watch where your head's gone, so see if you can still be looking at the ceiling slightly in front of you. Again, maybe think about breathing into that tightness wherever you feel it. See if you can direct your breath. Good. Okay. Uncross the legs, pop the feet back down. Maybe either turn onto your side, come up into sitting, or hold behind the thigh. Ooh, tuck the chin in, gently roll up. Sit right up tall on your bottom bones, legs out in front. So, slide the right leg down flat. Cross the left leg over your right. If you've got a new hip, you might not want to do this. You might just want to keep both knees bent. So you've got your left leg crossed over your right. Hang on to your shin, pull yourself up a little taller. And then put your left hand behind you, turn and look over that left shoulder. So nice sitting twist. So if you're a bit sorry, I should have said if you're a bit stiff and tight through your hips or your back, you might want to be up on your brick or your block. Lovely. Come back to the front. Uncross the legs. So you put your left leg down flat. Cross the right one over it. This is important. Hold your shin. Pull yourself up a little bit straighter. So think of that halo above your head. Been going now for nearly a year doing our online classes, so well done if you're still going. You've pulled yourself up a little bit straighter. You're going to put your right hand behind you, turn and look over your right shoulder. So twisting stretch again. Often you get a bit of a stretch in the buttock of that crossed leg. Big breath in. As you exhale, see if you can twist a little bit more. Good. Come back to the front. Come up into standing slowly. So, let's do a little bit of a lunge drive. Haven't done it, I don't think, recently. So, you're going to start off with your left leg forward and your right leg back, as if you were going to start sprinting. Yep, you're in the starting blocks. Yep. Left leg forward, right leg back, and you're just going to bring your right knee up in front of you. You're going to stand on your left leg and you're going to drop the right leg back. So when you're back, you're nice and springy. Your knees are bent, got your heel off the ground on the back leg. Press into the left foot, bring the right knee up and drop back. If your balance isn't great, you could put a finger on the wall. Okay, those feeling coordinated. Start with your left leg forward and your right hand forward, left arm back. So as you bring your right knee up, your left hand comes up. You're thinking of your head going up towards the ceiling. Whoa, wobble. Drop back. Push up, drop back, push up. You have to concentrate a little bit. Great one if you're a runner, walker, you want to get that propulsion coming from your buttock muscles. Okay, let's switch. Right leg forward, left leg back, drop down. So you're not leaning forward, your body's still upright. Press into your right foot, bring your left knee up in front. So you can stick with that. That's a challenge, do that. You're really getting that right hip straight when you've got your weight on it. Okay, if you're feeling coordinated, got to think about this. Right leg forward, left arm forward, right arm back. So as you bring your left knee forward, your right arm comes forward. So it's like you're running or walking. Press into the right foot with a diagonal arm. So you start with your right leg forward, left leg back, left arm forward, right arm back. Push into your foot, up you come. And again. A couple more. Lovely. Good. Both feet down on the ground. Even weight through both legs. Let's just do a couple of roll downs. Chin onto your chest, tummy in. Roll down as if you were going to touch your toes. Let the knees bend, let your head dangle, let the arms dangle. Stretch everything out. Tummy in. Unfurl all the way back up. And again, chin down to your chest. Scoop in the tummy. Roll down, roll down, roll down. Let your head dangle, let the arms dangle. Draw in hard, unfurl right back up, shrug the shoulders up, let them drop, and again, shrug up, let them drop. Thanks so much for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you next week, I hope. Bye.